What's good, my boy? Got the hat, got the heater, 'cause it's cold as fuck in here. But I got some music, some creative, some life shit to drop on you, boy. Play more than you practice. Playing is 10 times more important than practicing, and it's also a way to develop your technique and skills 10 times faster. And I'm not just talking about a fucking drum set. I'm not just talking about a fucking keyboard, synthesizer, musical instrument, fucking paintbrush, none of that shit, bro. I'm talking general shit in life. Victor Wooten has opened my eyes to this, just like so many other people have inspired me and opened my eyes in many different ways. But the best piece of, not advice, but the best piece of insight that I've received recently is from a fucking technical ass player. I mean, Victor Wooten is like Tim Henson when it comes to guitar, where they just play this like new. Well, it's not new, he's been doing it since like the 80s and 90s. But it's like this fucking. You listen to him on the bass, and it's hard to feel the music. You're just so engrossed in like the performance of what is happening by like, and you're just like, what the fuck, bro? Same thing with like Tim Henson, the Polyphobe, whatever the fuck the band is called, where it's like, it's like whenever you first heard Tapping by Eddie Van Halen, the technical proficiency of just the performative nature of the act that they're doing is like, what the fuck? You're not thinking about, oh man, that's soulful, that's funky, that's stank, boy. You're not thinking of none of that shit. You're mainly just focused on like how technically savvy this person is. So with that being laid, this like super spiritual, eye-opening insight from a very technical player telling you, fuck practice, bro. Just play. Just feel it out. I watched something that Victor Wooten said recently where he's like, I tell my students to play the worst solo instead of the best solo, just to get them out of their box, just to break shit down. I've recently been reading his book as well, The Music Lesson, and shit's fucking just amazing. It's like The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. It's that level of just like, damn, dog, opens your eyes. And to not lose topic, playing more than you practice. An explanation of this would be off of like an analogy from English. Let's say we have a child and we want him to start talking. This little baby, all he knows is fucking goo goo gaga, crawling on his knees, shitting on himself, that sort of thing. We don't stick the baby in a room for 4 hours and say, hey, fucker, ABCs are right here in this book. Here's a dictionary, dog, and here's some fucking Dostoevsky. Get to learning English, dog. Get to learning fucking ELA. Learn how to write and read. Get to work, dog. You ain't coming out till you practice 4 hours a day. No, we don't do that. And the reason why, hold on, let me plug my fucking shit in before it dies. The reason why we don't do that is because we have a concept and an understanding that the language will develop over the child not practicing, but putting in act, trying to speak. Okay? You don't get a perfect, like all of us, I wouldn't say I'm a master of English. I curse, I say a lot of things out of character, I can ramble a lot. But I have a general understanding of how to express how I feel, even though it's not perfect, and it's nowhere near close to like some sort of telekinesis could be. But we have a formation of a language where we can express how we feel, express what we want done, and all of these different things. It's a grand how, or no, it's a grand why. Why we're feeling this way. Why we have this expression. So why would something like music, art, different languages through artistic and creative means be any different? A child, we love art from children. We put them on our fridge. We're so proud of this pure essence of truth, expressive truth from the child. He doesn't give a fuck if he can't paint like Da Vinci or Caravaggio. He just fucking did a finger painting that probably looks like an alien, and it's just him, bro. It's just him on this page. So we put it on our fucking wall. But if a 25-year-old was like, I'm gonna be a painter, and they start painting shit like a 5-year-old, we either say, oh, dog, you're trash, just give up. Or, for some reason, it breaks through and they're like $100 million Rothko paintings that are sold in galleries. There's this great divide and great misunderstanding with expressing yourself needing to be this like marvelous technical masterpiece to get validation from other people, when that is the missing key. Fuck that. Focus on how you express yourself through the language of whatever medium you pursue. For me, I pursue different artistic means through music, through oil painting. Well, I'm not going to lock myself in a category. I do all sorts of different, like, fucking drawing, artistic mediums. But for the video's sake, I'll just say oil painting. And I build houses and new construction and structures for people's shit. That's how I bring in the cheddar cheese, my boy. Increase the pocketbook. But in each one of these things, now I've gathered a formidable amount of skills where I'm proficient in each one of them. I can craft the vision in my head and express myself through each one of them. But nowhere during it did I gain more experience than just picking up the fucking guitar, picking up the brush, picking up the saw and the fucking nail gun, and just doing it. If my mentor sat me in a classroom for 5 months and said, all right, we're gonna like show up on a projector and in textbooks the steps to building a house, versus him saying, all right, just come with me, you're gonna help me build my house, I already know what I'm gonna fucking do to this project, you're just gonna help me, I'm gonna have you do little tasks that you can learn from, and I'll teach you along the way, but it's mainly gonna be experience-based learning. I learned 10 times fucking faster doing it. If you want to be an electrician in trade school, they don't keep you in a fucking classroom. They run drills where you wire outlets and all sorts of shit in faux homes where they got like the studs, and you learn how to knock you learn how to knock the junction boxes onto the fucking wall and different remodel boxes and all this shit, and you learn how to do it physically. Whenever you go to now, I've never been to music school, but I've heard from people who have taken music lessons before, the most performative time that you're learning is whenever the instructor gives you a fucking lick and tells you to play it and keep doing it until you pick it up. And you get it. Okay? I kind of rambled off onto an expanded topic when I'm thinking about the how and not the why. But to touch on that more and make this whole thing make sense and make it a consecutive thought, I'll explain it. We get caught up so much in like concentration of how we're going to play this thing. It's another thing that Victor Wooten talks about, and it makes sense onto the analogy of a child learning language. We get so caught up in like, fuck, I can't recreate this tone. Fuck, I can't recreate this lick from this shit. It's so frustrating. I can't get my foot to play the fucking kick pedal with one kick pedal as fast as John Bonham. How the fuck does he play a single kick pedal that quickly and that proficiently? No. It's not how they're doing it. It's not how you should play it. It's not how you're going to express it. It's why. Why did Bonham play it like that way? What was his feeling internally to make him express his fucking rhythm that way? And you see him playing, he's fucking so into it. He's in the pocket, as they call it. He's just like fucking floating in space. He's not thinking about shit, he's just fucking grooving. Or a great jazz drummer, Buddy Rich. See that motherfucker going? He's not like, he's just fucking going with it. He's just like, fucking all over the place. It's beautiful. But he's not focused to the point where it's detrimental. He's just fucking there. He's just chilling. He's just in the pocket. That's universal. You're thinking about why while you're doing it. You're not thinking about how the fuck can I do a Victor Wooten bass solo. You're thinking about, oh, that fucking feels good, boy. God damn. It's like a little fucking, ooh, that stank, boy. Ooh, that stank. That's the reason, bro. It's the feeling that you're expressing through the language of music, through the language. Well, I mean, it's kind of like a written language. The language of an oil painting. These are the reasons. Stop hyper-focusing on whys and practice and all this stupid bullshit that makes you hate doing what you're doing. For the longest time, for about a month now, I've really settled and nestled myself into my creative ventures to the point where I love doing it. It's like I do it without making money. It's just what I enjoy doing with my time. Now, I developed this thought where I was like, this is work. I told my grandpa who I live with, I'm like, I'm going to work after I get home from my construction shit. I'm like, I take it very seriously, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to work. I'll see you in a little bit. Maybe we'll watch a movie later or something like that, but I'm going to work. I got to get some shit done today. And I carried this mindset with me until my friends, I had a couple buddies come down, and we got high, played music, just fucking had a good time. I don't ever do drugs or smoke weed, but it was just like a little unwinding time, bonfires, just fun. And I'd been thinking of this kind of as work. Now, it was experimental and fun, but in my mind, I thought of it as work. And my friend, we were talking about synthesizers. I recently just picked up this pretty neat little Arturia Mini Freak synthesizer, and we were talking about them. And I was like, yeah, I can't wait to work on this and see it. And he's like, don't make it work. It needs to be fun. And I was like, yeah, fuck it, blah, 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 blah. They left, and I was watching this Tom York, the Radiohead singer. I was watching this interview with Zane Lowe from him. And he's like, I'm like a fucking kid, bro. I literally just play with toys. Like how I played with my toys when I was a kid. I just play with fucking giant synthesizer toys. It's all fun, experimental shit. And then I realized, that's just what I'm doing. This is fun. This is a version of me playing with my toys, but it's a little bit expanded where a child playing with his toys, he's expressing how he feels. If he's like playing with WWE action figures, he's expressing this like this fucking angst, or maybe it's angst that maybe he can't go outside and play or do this or do that. So he's like gonna fucking fight with the action figures. Or if he's having a whatever scenario, okay? You understand what I'm saying? He's expressing himself through this. This is the same shit, except for whenever you make music and you do it in a true way to yourself, not just music, any medium of art and creative ventures, when you do it true to yourself and you have the possibility to put it out into the world and other people see it, other people have the chance to see it. Maybe one person, maybe millions, maybe 0 people, but there's a chance someone could see it. And you're going to get haters, you're going to get all this shit. But the chance that one person might see that shit and it inspire them to be a better person or do the same themselves and be truthful to themselves and be uniquely themselves. That is what you're after, my boy. That is why I make art, as well as the playing phase, the crafting phase, the coolness of like seeds of ideas coming to me from wherever, who knows where, God, universe, what, not. It's beautiful, and it's an amazing thing that I feel like people miss out by not experimenting and experiencing in their lives. So, to recap some things in this video, play more than you practice, you will learn 10 times faster. The fucking drum set over there. I tried when I first got it, doing the Billie Jean, boom, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I tried to learn like that, learn these little grooves. That's how I first learned guitar, was just playing licks and riffs and shit. And then I took this advice seriously. Or I bought some in-ear monitors. I'd play a fucking song and I'd play my drums to them, and I'm like, holy fuck, I'm learning so much faster. I have different colors, paint colors, if you will, with the analogy. I have different tools to put into my own music now because I have the experience of not only playing a whole length of a song, not only staying as the drums are intended as this like heartbeat of the song. I can do unique things and pull from different songs and music ideas that I love because I've practiced them and incorporate them into my own thing. It's just a beautiful thing. Same with the guitar. Once I start playing full songs all the way along in my practice, blew up. Painting. If I could hyper obsess and watch a bunch of videos on how Caravaggio manipulates light and shadow, or I could just pick up the fucking paintbrush, put a canvas in front of me, and paint 1,000 pictures. I will gain 10 times the experience that way. Everything, no matter what you fucking do in life, you can watch 1,000 videos on how to drive a manual car, but you won't get the feel of releasing the clutch and pushing in the gas pedal until you get in the motherfucker and do it. Same thing with everything. This is universal at life advice. Play more than you practice, and think about being true to yourself. Think about the why more than the how whenever it comes to anything you do. Okay? The how will lead you to the truth of yourself, and the truth of yourself will just lead you to beautiful exploration of who you are. Now, I'm not trying to end this with like some fucking hippy-dippy mumbo-jumbo, but I think I made pretty coherent points in this. Chase paper, enjoy art and nature, my boy, and have a good one.